and I could not consider even in the faintest part of my head to do it without Lizzie on board. So that's that hopefully answered at least my part. But I don't know. What do you think, Lizzie?
I would be so happy to dive again in this world. It's just such a wonderful thing to do, and I would love to keep going. Why
Yeah.
not?
They want you to think that you're useless, worthless. It's not true. It's evolution and you can't stop it.
Nigeria Chambers from the Culture Collective. Timo, Lisa, thank you for your time today and congratulations on your new film, Altered, which is going to be in select theaters and video on demand November 21st. How's everyone doing today?
Doing fantastic.
So
As you should.
excited.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
I am going to cheat just a little bit here and say, Lisa, before I saw the film, I had caught wind of your performance and I was very sternly directed that I needed to check this out. And it was most important that I had a chance to talk to you about it. I mean, I see why, because you were fantastic. And it's interesting. It's my first time being acclimated with your work. Consider me a fan. And when you can stand toe to toe with a formidable force as Tom and really hold your own, and I would even go as far as say scene stealing. What has this meant for you, this journey, and then ultimately working with Timo, who I in terms of the collaboration, because the directors, it is truly their job to ensure that their cast members are in the position to succeed. And yes, tip the hat to you as well there. But what has this journey meant to you thus far? And then kind of reflecting back, getting all the way to this point now of its release. What are those emotions for you?
Oh, I'm first of all, I'm so excited. And this whole journey, this is such a great adventure for me. I think that this is such a wonderful thing happening and going on. I think that I really want to thank Timo for everything he has done for us because for me, a director has the most important role to set the tone and the comfortable vibe on set.
Yeah.
And I think that he mastered this role brilliantly. He always maintained a friendly, collaborative atmosphere while still delivering precise and actionable direction. And it felt all of this felt so comfortable, and I was so glad to work with him. And also, Tom is a very supportive partner. It was a great bond between us, and it still is. He's a great friend, and for me, being able and having this opportunity to work with the person that basically gifted me my childhood, because obviously we've seen him in Harry Potter, and all of this just was like a childhood dream come true, and I'm so happy everything turned out as it had turned out. I'm so happy. I have such positive emotions here. I'm just so glad.
Amazing. Timo, obviously, how does that make you feel? And along with her, you just have a star-studded cast up and down the board. Everybody brought their A game. I could imagine when people show up in that capacity, even when you have one of your younger and newer castmates giving it 120%, kind of makes your job a little easy there, doesn't it, huh? But
Oh yeah, it does.
ultimately, how does it feel, brother?
I mean, it's really something like I really knew that I have a movie the moment I met Lizzie and I saw Lizzie and Tom meeting each other, and I realized that that chemistry over there, that's something that if I can capture that on screen and get them to perform the movie, like there it is, like there's a story, there's something, there's a real feeling, there's a heart there. And thank you, Lizzie, for saying beautiful things about my directing. I always feel that I'm mostly just shouting loud on the set and being I'm quite loud when it comes to my direction. So I'm happy that I didn't scare too many people away with that. But yeah, it's really that was um, a privilege to be able to work with Tom Felton, an actor with such huge versatility, capability, like a really talented actor.
Yeah.
Bring in Lizzie, who is just a force of nature on the screen, uh, and then Richard Brake. We have Richard Brake, who is like fantastic. Like I couldn't ask for a better, Aggie was great. As I was just I was It was so much fun to create this because you never kind of know. I mean, sometimes it's always a personality thing when you bring a lot of big personalities, actors, artists together, and you kind of never know. But with this one, I was like, whew, this one was actually fun. I didn't have to fight with anybody. I didn't have to have I didn't have to have a, arm wrestle with somebody about this and that. It's like everybody, we were doing the same thing. And when you do the
Yeah.
same thing, it just becomes more effective and nice. And I think that was a very nice experience.
Yeah, again, from my job in this, it's always interesting when, and I don't want to say interesting. Interesting is probably not the word. I think it's refreshing, and I'm glad it's starting to become way more normalized that when we hear about sort of like the set culture. That a lot of actors of all ages are tipping the hat back to the folks such as the directors, the producers, and so on, and saying, I was comfortable on set.
Mm.
And I think that's like really the recipe to success because once you have your
I,
talent coming in and they can be comfortable, they can really get into their
Mhm.
bag and exercise their craft. It's no way you don't get a good polished product.
I
it's
think
just
that
start.
that's really the true. And I mean, then you have more space to work on the nuances. And that's
Yes.
where you can get some, but yeah, you're right. It's a good thing to have.
Yeah. So Lizzie, you have done a lot of television. I would love for you to share a little bit about the experience in, working in TV, but then when you step on a set such as this and whether this is a independent project or not, I really didn't look at the funding or anything of that sort. But nonetheless, it's a visual spectacle, however you want to look at it. So when you step from television to something as granular as this, working with Timo, we're working with Tom. What has that sort of conversion of the process in your craft been for you?
I think that this project is just so important for me. It's been a great journey, and I've grew so much professionally, and I think just um, I've got so much great experience from this project. I was just so glad to work here. I needed to put the very much effort that I can. I needed to put all my everything I have, my soul, my love, everything I have, I put into this character, into this movie, and I think that it surely is a big step for myself as an aspiring actress to be here and to work on such a great set with such great, absolutely wonderful people. I think, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, fit right in to the point. I know exactly what my final question is going to be. But I do want to ask you, Timo, because Chloe is way more than just a sidekick here to everything that's going on. In fact, she is the emotional heartbeat of this film, the moral compass, even to go as far as that as well. Well, what made you decide that you wanted the story to drive through a 13-year-old girl that embodies the complete message of the film and the message about equality and justice? And then Lizzie, for you, what responsibility did you feel in carrying such a symbolic role?
That's a big responsibility. And for me, it's a thing I kind of wanted to talk about. I think people should pay attention to that. Being able to talk about justice and equality and the way people unite. I think it's all of this is very important. And the more people talk about this, the more they learn from this. And people should do learn how to communicate with each other, to understand each other, to finally realize we should have equal rights. I think that's a great responsibility for me.
I think that's well and beautiful said. And I think from my perspective, I think that uh, the whole thing relies so much on on when you do a science fiction film, you present a future which has it's a different kind of a future. You need somebody who brings the vantage point or brings the perspective, the perception there. And I think uh, the older we get, the more cynical we get, and we're sort of more used to the world we get, the world we live in. Uh, when you are in your 13, 14, 15, no, there is a fire in there, fire to change things, the need to change things. And that fire should never be crushed or squashed. I think that fire needs to burn all through your life. But to be able to inspect this world from a kind of almost like a perspective of somebody who has this fire, who sees the wrong and isn't cluttered by the cynical, thing that is brought us there. It makes the experience and the story feel more pure. And I think that was something that I went for when I wanted to, create really this combination between Leon and Chloe, not just the story of Leon or also not just of a Chloe, but like it's a story of them together. They are equally important in the whole story. I think so.
Well, so well said by both of you all. It's funny because I think when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see this." And being a fan of Tom's, and I think pretty much anything that Will Go USA put out, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm checking that out." Um, but it was very it was one of those type of moments. I was kind of just sitting and watching. I was like, "Oh, this is insane." I kind of just sat back and was like, "This is getting deep." And this is starting to feel way bigger than the scope of just the story that's happening here, which again, I still know exactly what my final question is going to be. But I find something that's super relatable about Chloe is that this is Chloe, I think represents I would say about 99% of the kids in the world in terms of how big our eyes is and optimistic about what the future could be. What do we want the future to be? And I think for her, this measure optimism as a child, but like this sort of like worldview of somebody who has endured serious loss is a really tough balance to really put into a character and also to vehicle the story. So I would love to kind of know like how did you two work together in terms of sort of balancing like the youthful spirit within her, but also like exploring the deep trauma, especially because that her parents were the ones that were trying to, and what all of our parents did is try to create a better world for us, and they died being, trying to heal this world that you built here. So how did you all sort of balance the two between keeping her youthful, but also like, being rooted in trauma?
I think, I mean, Lizzie definitely has a process which she will tell. To me, it was very the heartbeat of the whole story. It was to find this both character drama and the world drama in there, and try to find the moments to balance that, the moments where we can be, we just can sit down for a little moment and let the sort of the reality take over for a moment and then get back into the fight. And I think it's Lizzie was very, very well able to create those moments when the moment. I think it takes a certain quality of intelligence to be really able to understand the character and the moments what these moments need to push in this sequence, because otherwise everything becomes quite flat. You just execute a script and you go home, but you really understand where you are standing at this specific moment in this specific story, where you are with the audience, what are the things you want the audience to feel. And I think Lizzie was really capturing that in a way that she kept really pushing me. And that I think is the most deepest kind of creative relationship you can have with an actor, is like Lizzie kept pushing me to say, no, I think this is a moment, this needs to be this and this and this. And I was like, you're absolutely right. So it was really nice and creative to work with somebody who has that understanding, the deeper understanding of the story. You're not just executing it, you're actually trying to bring it really true and alive.
Lizzie, before you respond, I just want to say I don't. Maybe I'm not sure, but if you aren't aware what Timo is saying right now, because his films has a certain narrative around it. I feel like you're like the rebellion in filmmaking here. You're always pushing the right message. And for me, what I'm just getting from what he's saying right here is like it feels good to have somebody who aligns with your vision, which is exactly why I like you as a director, because I align with your vision. So it feels comforting when I know like you're telling a story that's not only just for entertainment, but it is going to be for the mass world to understand about the healing that society that we need, working through empathy, just putting that positivity back out there. It seems like he's having a proud moment of saying that not only did you act your ass off in this, but it feels good that you align with this vision of the betterment of the world. So how does that all make you feel?
It surely, I just want to say that I'm so happy we've got such a nice collaborative bond. Timo and I, we were discussing a lot about my character, and there were so many things I wanted to tell through my character. And whenever we were discussing any scenes with Timo, both of us, we talked about our perspective. And I think that it's very important to look at the situation from the different perspectives. It's very important to give each thing that is happening in the movie, in their life. A certain different point of view. And so when our different points of view kind of came together, a whole new idea started, a new reaction of Chloe's, a new way of her doing that or
Mm,
this thing. And then I think that is very, very important. And also, I love the fact that Chloe is so eager to um, she wants to make the world better so much, and even though she's a child, she does everything she can to do so, to actually help the world and make it better.
yeah. Do love. And what's interesting about that, Timo, because in some of your other projects, in the terms of like that this perspective, almost like this rebellious perspective, is that sometimes it's done through violence, sometimes it's done through satire. This is a little change in pace for you. It's still the same message. It's just done through empathy. It's done with our youth here, and it's done through resilience. So is this a little bit of a turning of the chapter for you here, turn of the page? Is that what Lizzie and the character Chloe represents now for you?
I think there is what Chloe brings into my sort of how to say, like the set of characters that I've been working on. It's really brings faith and light into there. It's like there is something that, like, that the future looks a little bit brighter when
Yeah.
we live in a world where there are Chloes of this
Yep.
world. And I think it's important, because the more we sort of it's easy to write a very, very dark science fiction world where everything is horrible, and then you take stuff from the real world and everything becomes even more horrible.
Yeah.
But then if you don't have that lantern there, who wants to watch it? Like, you have to have those Chloes there,
Yeah.
because they are the ones who give you the promise that if we learn from this, if we become better, then we can actually become better as a whole, as humans. And I think that is important. It's a message that carries through. And I think, yeah, I think that's something that inspires me a lot.
Yeah. Me too, man. Me too. And we need that because yes, us
Yeah,
older folks, man, we're a little bit jaded at this rate now. We've been through a lot and we really
yeah,
want to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I think it's really coming through our youth. And I think the world will be safe with this next generation
I
of
believe in that
artists
very
in the
strongly.
world.
I really do.
Um, listen, Lizzie, this is no secret. One thing about Timo, he never one and done's things. And I hope not, to say the least here. What are we thinking about here expanding this story, living in this world a little longer? And as much as I love to say instantly greenlight a sequel, let's get another film. I also think that this world is so elaborate that other mediums is intriguing to me. I would even go as far as even an audiobook, a graphic novel. There's just a lot that I want to know that I want to spend more time with. And sometimes with films, 2 hours, you want to get it to around that mark, and you probably got so much more story. But other mediums gives you a little bit more time to exercise the or world build, whatever it may be. I'm here for it. Has there been any decisions, any talks? Have you all text each other talking about what we can do next? I know it's going to do well, and I know people are going to understand the significance of this story and the need for this type of story and the need for direction such as you and acting such as you. But ultimately, for the scoop here, what has the conversation been like? And again, folks, I completely direct you to theaters November 21st to check it out yourself. And if you can't make it for any reason, video on demand. But yeah, I'm already looking past this now. I need to I need to know how long we
I
can exist in this world.
I guess if from my behalf is I worked a lot on this world. I found myself going deep into the rabbit hole of world building, actually probably definitely more than I've ever done because I really started from an empty canvas and then started to bring like I fell in love with this world. I would
Yeah.
love to come back into that and I would love to bring the audience and show different stories. And I could not consider even in the faintest part of my head to do it without Lizzie on board. So that's that hopefully answers at least my part. But I don't know. What do you think, Lizzie?
I would be so happy to dive again in this world. It's just such a wonderful thing to do, and I would love to keep going. Why
Yeah,
not?
I mean, Chloe is a great, fantastic character that you brought to life.
Yeah.
It would be shame to not just meet Chloe again. I mean, I think there is a lot in Chloe's world which can be, and again, like it's like you said, like who knows whether it's this, whether it's that, or it's a graphic novel, whether it's this, and all. I think this world offers that, and I think characters of Leon and Chloe are definitely strong ones to explore further. So let's see. But I
Yeah.
would say I'm ready.
Yeah. For action film, and Tom has some great lines in this, but I tell you what's really interesting is Chloe has some really impactful lines that you're like, yeah, we need to not only like get this out for some motivational memes on Instagram or TikTok, but then
Yeah,
ultimately people just need to apply these to their life. Like even the significance of like no different from genetic enhanced people is like this action of equality. Like we are all the same, we all bleed the same. And to hear such as a 13-year-old being able to recognize that, given everything she done lost, I mean, how can you not root for that? And it's like, yes, continue to talk. I need you to put out more to these older, jaded folks that somehow think some way that we're different, because of our backgrounds or where we come from and whatever it may be. Like, no, we're all the same here. And I think that's a super powerful message embedded in such an action film that has so much heart, empathy, and love in it. So yeah, sign me up for part two. Call me if y'all need some help or anything. I'm around. But no, I really, really, really did enjoy this film, and I enjoyed talking to you both about
thank
it
you, Nadir.
today.
It was really nice talking to you about it. Very
Absolutely,
nice.
absolutely. Listen, folks, I can't stress enough. Alter is in theaters and video on demand November 21st. Timo and Lizzie, thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations on this project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ridiculous.